So let's push Command Alt Shift S. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to export everything. Make sure it says PNG transparency, and we're just going to go ahead and save this here. Now, I'm just going to save this to my desktop here, and as you can see, I have, it's somewhat messy from my other tutorials, but we're going to call this round collectible. Okay, and there we go. We're just going to save it in there, and we're going to go to Photoshop. And the best part about Photoshop, it's exactly the same Command Alt Shift S, and that will save it here. You want PNG, and you essentially want all of this here. So we're going to go ahead and push save, and then we'll call this Tech Circle White, and we'll go ahead and add that in here. Let's go back into Xcode, and what we need to do is we need to go into our assets.xcassettes. Now I'm going to hop to my Finder, and you're going to see some of my recording videos there, but that's okay. Let's take a look at the round collectible. We'll move that in here, and we'll also take a look at the text circle white here. Okay, and so we'll add that in here. You can see the text circle works and the round collectible works. Let's go back into our game scene.swift and let's input this art. So let's go to our player first, and what we're going to do is see where it says sprite node. We're going to sub that out with the file name of tech circle white. All right. It has to be the exact same name here. So you can see it says tech circle white, and the other one is round collectible. It is case sensitive, and if you make a spelling mistake, it won't work. So just keep that in mind. Now we're also going to do the same thing for the collectible here, sprite node, and it actually has to be image named. We'll say round collectible. Yeah, it's not the file name, it's the image name, and what you can do is you can literally copy that and paste that in here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's see how this looks. Now the cool thing is that we set the size earlier. If you didn't set the size, well, I can show you what happens, but let's just take a look and see if this works here. And look at that. That looks kind of neat. That text circle there. Now this text circle is maybe a little bit too detailed for the size, so let's change the size up a bit. Let's change the size to maybe 100 by, that's probably too big, 80 by 80. Okay, and let's take a look at that here, and we'll say that this text circle will be 80 by 80, and yeah, there we go. So that's kind of looking neat here, and you can see that the collectibles here are spawned, and that's starting to look pretty good. And look at that, it's kind of neat. Very cool stuff. And I like the outline here. All right, and so there you go. That does look pretty cool. And for the most part, that's what you can do. Now, if you don't set the size, let's go to the player here. And let's find the player. Set these two down here. And so let's just do the collectible. So I'm going to comment out the collectible size. So let's just watch what happens if you don't do that, because I feel like I need to show you, right? And you can see that they're the original size, which is 100 by 100. And that's pretty big. So having said that, we don't want to do that, but 100 by 100 isn't actually too bad. So let's make the player 100 by 100. Now, the other thing you need to understand is that whatever you see on your screen is going to be a lot smaller on your phone. So even though this looks pretty big, it's going to be a lot smaller on your phone. Okay, and there we go. That looks pretty cool, actually. Okay. Now, the only other thing that you need to do is we need to set up the colors here. Okay, so the orange color works. The green color doesn't necessarily work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my own green color, and I'm going to say the red is 0. Let's say 4, the green is 0.6, and then the blue is 0.4, and the alpha is 1.0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this UI color here, and I'm going to paste it on each of these so that we just simply get our our RGBA values. So the purple custom color will say that our blue is 7, our red is 7, and our green is 2. All right, our blue custom color will make our blue 6, our green 2, and our red 0. And the red custom color will make it actually 0.9, actually we'll make it 0.8, and then the green will be 0.1 and the blue will be 0.1. So what this is going to do is it's going to theme it quite a bit differently here, okay? So there we go, and that purple looks a lot better. Now what we can do is we can change the background color. So watch this. To test it, we could say background color selection. So every time we touch, it will change the background color. This is just for debug purposes, just to test to see if it works here. So you can see that that kind of looks here. In fact, that actually isn't that bad of a mechanic here. Okay, so the green looks a little bit bland. The purple's fine. Yeah, so the green, purple, the red, yeah, it's pretty good. And the blue is a little bit dark. So we're just kind of, we'll add in the blue, we'll make that 0.7. The green will make 0.7, and we'll bring these actually down to 2 and 2. That way it will darken it up just a bit. So let's take a look at that. So I kind of like it how it switches here. And that's something that you need to do that's serendipitous. Okay, so the red works, orange, red, purple, orange, green. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit too bright, so maybe I'll bring that down just a bit. And then I think the blue's a bit too dark, but we'll bring that up in just a bit here. So we got purple, green, yeah, there we go, red, purple. And where's that blue? Yeah, the blue's too dark, so I'll bring that up to 0.8 here. And you can pick your own colors too. I'm just picking something that's not standard. Picking the non-standard color will make your color pop here. So that actually looks kind of neat. Okay, you always want to try new things in development. In fact, you want to go out of your way to try new things that don't necessarily work, because I kind of like this idea that every time you click it changes color. It's pretty simple and it's really effective in my opinion. Okay, there we go, game over. Look at that, cool, very neat, I like it. And there you go. All right, and the colors do work fairly well together. The blue could be, yeah, the blue could be in the purple. Where's that blue color? The blue can be 0.8, and we actually set that to 0.7 here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time. All right, and yeah, there we go. Where's that blue? So we'll just keep on clicking. There we go. Yeah, and that blue looks pretty good. All right, so this pretty much wraps everything up. This includes the tutorial.